Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets of your favorite publicly traded companies. Today we're diving into ProtoKinetix Incorporated, and let me tell you, this filing has a few interesting twists, especially when it comes to how many shares they can actually issue. Alright, so what we're looking at today is basically a Form 8K filing, which is like a current report for significant events happening with a company. This particular report is all about a change in their corporate structure, specifically how many shares they are allowed to have out there to their investors. It is a pretty big deal because it impacts how ownership is divided and how much potential capital a company can raise. The date of this report is the 6th of October 2025, and it details something that was approved by their stockholders, meaning the owners of the company through something called a consent solicitation. Think of it as a special vote or agreement where shareholders give their okay for a change without necessarily needing a full-blown in-person meeting. The whole process started back on the 15th of September 2025 when ProtoKinetix asked its shareholders to approve an amendment to their Articles of Incorporation. Now, Articles of Incorporation are basically the foundational documents of a company, like its birth certificate, and amendments change those core rules. The big news here is that they wanted to increase the total number of authorized shares of common stock. This means the maximum number of shares the company is legally allowed to issue to investors. They wanted to bump this number up from 500 million shares to a whopping 600 million shares. That is a 100 million share increase, which is quite significant. And guess what? The shareholders agreed. A majority of the folks who own shares in ProtoKinetix, to be exact, 57.1% of them, gave their consent to this increase. This means the company now has the green light to create and sell up to 600 million shares of its common stock. This approval officially went into effect by the end of the day on the 6th of October 2025. So from this point forward, ProtoKinetix can issue up to that higher number of shares. Following the shareholder approval, they then officially filed this amendment to their Articles of Incorporation on the 9th of October 2025. This is the formal paperwork that locks in the change. The report is signed off by Clarence Smith, who is the president and CEO of ProtoKinetix. This confirms that the company S leadership is aware of and responsible for this filing. So why is this share increase important? When a company increases its authorized shares, it is often preparing for future growth. This could mean they plan to issue new shares to raise capital for research and development, to fund acquisitions, or perhaps to offer as stock options to employees. On the flip side, if they issue a lot of new shares without a corresponding increase in the company, S value, or profitability, it can dilute the ownership stake of existing shareholders. Each existing share then represents a smaller piece of the company. It's a tool that can be used for good or for less good depending on how it plays out. Looking at ProtoKinetix, we don't have a lot of juicy financial tables in this particular filing. This 8K is more about the corporate mechanics than the day-to-day financial performance. However, the fact that they felt the need to significantly increase their authorized shares suggests they have plans, perhaps ambitious ones, for the future. It is a signal that they might be looking to expand, either through organic growth or by acquiring other businesses. An important risk to keep in mind here is how they plan to use these newly available shares. If they simply start churning out shares without a clear strategy or without new investments leading to better earnings, existing shareholders could see their percentage of ownership decrease without any real increase in the overall value of their holdings. Dilution is a real concern for investors when a company has a large pool of authorized but unissued shares. It can make it harder for the stock price to climb if there is always the overhang of potentially millions of new shares flooding the market. Now, putting it all together, ProtoKinetix has successfully increased its authorized share count, which gives them more flexibility. The key question for investors will be how they leverage this expanded capacity. Are they going to use it wisely to fuel growth that benefits all shareholders, or will it lead to dilution without proportional value creation? It is a strategy that needs careful watching. Alright, that is our breakdown of ProtoKinetix, S latest filing. What is your take on this share increase and what it could mean for the company S future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out our Discord community, linked in the description, where we discuss these things more. Thanks for watching, see you next time.